Welcome to the Ideagen Global Partnerships Summit live from the NASDAQ market site. Today, I am incredibly honored to have with us Diane Quest from Points of Light. Diane, welcome.
Thank you, George. Thank you for having us. Points of Light appreciates being part of all the amazing conversations that have been taking place here.
Well, Diane, we're also inspired by all of the words and guidance and impact that Points of Light is having. And I'd love for our global audience, the millions of folks that will watch this interview across the planet, tell us a little bit about what Points of Light is. What are you doing?
Absolutely. So Points of Light is a global nonprofit started over 30 years ago by President George H.W. Bush in the White House when he recognized that it was really important to pay homage to and recognize individuals who were doing amazing work in their communities. So it was an idea that everyone has a bit of light inside themselves to share with the world, with their community, with family and friends. Over 30 years later, we are a global organization that has affiliate partners, NGOs in 38 countries, over 170 of them. They are really the boots on the ground. They're mobilizing volunteers in their communities and getting people engaged in issues and causes that they care about, trying to solve all of the tough challenges and problems that we face from community to community. The other thing that we do is we work with Fortune 500 companies on their corporate social responsibility and their employee engagement so that they also can really leverage the power of their people to get involved and to give back into the communities where they live and work to also serve.
Incredible. And so Points of Light is helping companies, you're helping other organizational partners. And what this means is you develop a lot of partnerships. Why are partnerships so powerful and important to Points of Light?
Well, partnerships are critical. We can't do our work without partners. We're an organization based in Atlanta, Georgia. We have people in states all across the U.S. and we need that global reach to really be able to have an impact in communities outside of where we actually live and work. So with partnerships, you're able to leverage the individuals within those NGOs or within those companies. You're able to tap into the unique assets. As an example, one of our major partners is UPS. And imagine the assets and the resources that they have for distribution and the things that they did with vaccines. So it's tapping into those resources and really helping people understand how they can engage.
Right.
And one of the things that we know from some of the research that we've done is that somewhere around 87% of people would actually make time to get involved for a cause that they felt was worthwhile, but about 44% don't know how they can be helpful. So those partnerships are where you can bring information and resources to places where people wouldn't otherwise know how to get involved, even though they want to.
So you're helping literally as a point of light, to use that, the name of the organization. You're really a point of light where you're helping people understand how they can help.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. We shine a light on the opportunities, on the ways that you can get involved, and we shine a light on people who are doing good work. We still do an award called the Daily Point of Light Award, 5 days a week that President Bush signed until he passed away. And we carry that legacy on as a way to really inspire people to see that any act that they do can matter and can make a change.
That's a theme over the past few days. I think that an individual can make a profound impact, and collectively, sky's the limit.
Yeah.
And that takes me to my question for you on individuals. You mentioned it in the previous answer. Individuals can make an incredible impact. How do you empower individuals?
We empower individuals in a number of ways. So one is simply through awareness and storytelling, and that is largely through our recognition programs, our Daily Point of Light Award program. We tell a story 5 days a week. So we're showing through example on how you can get involved. And the causes that our Daily Point of Light awardees work on every day are huge in variety. So there really is something for everyone that can inspire everyone. We also run a platform called Engage at Points of Light, and it is an online search platform. So if you log on to engage.pointsoflight.org, you will immediately start to see volunteer opportunities popping up in your area. So helping people get involved that way. And then the other way goes back to partnerships, and that is our partnerships with our companies and helping them help their employees get engaged through volunteering, through other civic engagement.
And that's incredible, because if you think about helping to open and shine the light on the opportunities, which is what you're doing. I'm using the name of the organization almost, sort of not even by accident. It's incredible to think about what you're doing, the breadth and depth of it, because I remember, so many aspects of Points of Light throughout the years, and where you've come and where you've arrived from that leadership of President Herbert Walker Bush, who had the vision to create such an incredible, it was a selfless point. Right? To be able to shine light on others. And I'd like to anecdotally ask you about leadership, because I think it's inherent in all of this, right? I mean, can you help me understand why leadership is so important for you and for Points of Light? Why and how does that impact your daily work?
Well, I think it's something that probably anyone who has had a good experience can answer, or even a not good experience. Leadership sets the tone for everything that you do within an organization, within a community, in an informal organization. How someone leads, and if they lead with kindness, with empathy, with integrity, with passion, that sets the tone for all the work that's going to happen. So leadership is just critical. And if a leader is a bright point of light for those who they are working with, they're shining a light on the way. They're brightening the path to the work that has to be done.
That's right. And as our founding chairman, former Congressman Louis Stokes would say, don't mistake being nice for being weak. And you can be a great leader, you can be very nice, but you can be a real steadfast leader that sets the North Star for the organization. You can still be nice, though. You can be nice along the way.
It goes a long way.
It does go a long way. And I'd like to close on obstacles. Points of Light is shining a light on successful initiatives taken on by individuals, et cetera, and organizations. What is something that the organization or you have overcome that you'd like to point out as something that you learned from? From a leadership standpoint.
So one of the things is, being a legacy organization and having a 25, 30-year history, there's a lot of success in that. And about 4 or 5 years ago, we took a hard look at that and asked ourselves, is what we are doing still what the world needs us to do? We've been asking ourselves a question of how do we get more people to volunteer for almost 30 years at that point. And what we realized was we need to ask a different question. How do we get people to be civically engaged and involved and off the sidelines and in the game of civic engagement? So we made a bit of a pivot. Volunteering is still at our core, but we actually created a framework called the Civic Circle, which is 9 ways for people to get civically engaged. So it's volunteering, voting, using your voice, thinking about where you work, becoming a social entrepreneur, donating, how you use your purchase power, service, and then sometimes most importantly, in the starting point, listening and learning about a cause. So it was a shift for Points of Light, again, a presidential legacy organization, to say we still love volunteering, it's at our core, but we know that people don't understand how to get involved. Our research has shown that. And so how can we create a framework that gives people different ways, different points of entry into civic engagement that they can use throughout their life? Sometimes it's easier for us to volunteer. Sometimes we have more resources to donate, and that can change throughout our lives. And so the Civic Circle, I think, is a big success for us. It is resonating with our corporate partners, with our nonprofits, and through the pandemic, opened up a variety of ways for people to get engaged.
Incredible.
Because you couldn't physically volunteer.
That's right.
So, yeah.
Wow. So if folks across the planet wanted to find out more about Points of Light, where would they go?
Pointsoflight.org.
Pointsoflight.org. Make it simple. Pointsoflight.org. Diane Quest, thank you so very much for your inspiration,
George.
your leadership, and your impact, most importantly.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you.